Hi friends, welcome to today's flow. Today especially we're going to focus on using our breath and movement to aid in easing anxiety. I myself have dealt with anxiety for years and my yoga practice has made such a difference. Get comfortable in whatever clothing you would like. We're not going to get very sweaty today. We're going to start out with a little bit of movement, focusing on the breath, and then spend some time at the end doing a little bit of a breathing exercise with meditation. We're going to begin in a hero's pose where we sit the bum in between the heels, keeping the thighs and knees connected. If this is a strain on your knees, as it is for many of us, place a yoga block or pillow underneath the bum to elevate it a little bit and take some strain off of your knees so that you can sit up nice and tall. Your hands can rest on your thighs, or you can place one hand on your belly and one on your heart. When you're situated and if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close off your eyes, reaching up tall with the crown of the head, keeping the chin lifted and the airways nice and open. We're focusing on a belly breath here and an ujjayi breath where we inhale and exhale through the nose. As you inhale, feel the belly expand, and as you exhale, completely empty the belly of air, focusing on the movement of your hand on your belly and the air coming in and out. As you turn your attention inward and focus on your breath, try not to let other thoughts infiltrate your mind. Picture the air you breathe in as everything you are in need of right now. Is it peace, calmness, assurity? Exhale out your anxious thoughts, your chaos, and any unassurance you feel. Try your best to keep your breath just like this, slow and deep and even as we begin to move on our mat. Slowly open your eyes if they are closed. Walk the weight forward, remove any props you've been using, and bring the heels together, sitting the bum back on top of the heels, knees close together. Walk the hands forward into a child's pose, resting the head on the mat or floor or even a block or pillow if the floor is feeling far away. If this position feels vulnerable at all, you can take your arms down close to your knees and curling into a little ball. You can change your arm position at any time if you start to feel more comfortable and open in the spine, walking the hands out further on the mat and reaching up above the head. Keep the breath nice and even, feeling the inhales expand through your back and along your spine, and exhaling completely. Slowly lift the head and start to walk the hands further from the knees, lifting the bum into the air, sinking the chest low into a puppy pose. A few options here. You can rest the chest or head onto a pillow or block. You can take the forehead to the mat, or even your chin if your chest is feeling nice and open. So try out which position and which modification works best for your body. And then breathe into this pose, opening up the front of the armpits, the neck, and the chest. Slowly press into the hands to lift the chest and head, and walk the hands in towards your knees. Tuck your toes under so you can plant your feet on your mat. Keep those knees bent to walk the hands in towards the feet, and find yourself in a standing forward fold. You can keep the knees bent here. We're focusing mostly on letting the spine hang nice and loose, letting gravity pull the top of the head down towards the mat, and letting the belly rest on the thighs. You can leave the hands on the floor, grab opposite elbows, wiggle around and do whatever feels best for your body. Tap back into your breath and make sure you're taking those deep and even inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, straighten into the spine and legs to come up halfway to standing. Place the hands on your knees or thighs for support and reach out long with the top of the head before exhaling back down, bending into the knees and folding back down towards the floor. Nod yes and no with the head to make sure your neck is nice and loose and relaxed. Then slowly walk the hands forward to the top of your mat, placing the feet at the bottom of your mat and finding a downward facing dog. Again, you're welcome to keep a bend in the knees here so you can keep this nice and gentle. Press into the palms, reaching the chest through the armpits towards the legs. Lengthen out the spine. You can alternate straightening one leg, feeling into the Achilles and hamstring, and then switch side. Just do this as slowly as you need and doing what feels best for you. Focusing on the breath and staying present right here. On your next inhale, slowly keep the knees bent as you walk the feet up towards the hands, finding yourself in that forward fold position. Interlace the fingers behind the head and hug the head with your forearms. Bend into the knees as we slowly start to roll the spine up to standing. Tuck the pelvis and stack vertebrae one at a time. Very slowly, keeping the knees bent until you find yourself up in a standing position. Exhale to release the arms. We're going to practice our balance in our tree pose. We have a few options here. You can turn one knee out, placing the toes on the floor in a kickstand and placing heel on the opposite ankle. Next option would be taking the sole of the foot to the inside of the calf. Or you can grab a hold of that ankle and pull the foot all the way up to the inner thigh and take a tree pose here. You're welcome to try out different variations and see what works best for your body. We're going to take our hands to heart center and place the foot wherever works best for you. Inhaling here, pulling into the core, focusing the breath on the center of our body. And then as we inhale again, growing our tree if you're feeling nice and steady, to take the arms up above the head, keeping palms together. Inhale here and exhale to release everything down to the mat. Taking the other side, place the foot and take hands to heart center. Inhaling here, nice and deep and even on your next inhale. If you're feeling nice and strong and centered, maybe grow your tree, pushing the palms up above the head, growing your tree up. Inhale here, and then exhale to release down to the mat. We'll take that again one more time on each side. Inhale to turn out the right knee, placing the foot and hands at heart center. When you feel steady, grow your tree even taller, keeping the breath nice and steady, and then exhale to release. Left side, turn the knee outwards, place your tree, and when you're ready, inhale to grow, pressing up as tall as you can, lifting through the top of the head to stay balanced, and then exhaling to bring everything back down. Standing at the top of your mat, take a big inhale, rolling the shoulders forward, up, and then down and back the spine. As we exhale, we'll take our forward fold, bending into the knees first, and then leading forward with the heart, melting forward, nice and slow as we completely exhale till our hands meet the floor, keeping that bend in the knees and keeping everything nice and heavy. Slowly continue to bend into the knees until your bum comes all the way down to the mat and you find yourself in a seated position. Straighten right leg out in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. Take the left foot and place the sole of the foot on the inside of the right thigh, sort of like that tree pose. Square off the hips towards the top of your mat. Keep that right foot flexed as we fold forward, reaching with the left hand toward that right foot. So if you can make it there, that's great. If not, grab onto your calf or knee to pull yourself forward. You can take the head to rest on your leg or a block or a pillow. Just do whatever works best for you so that you can sort of relax here and let the spine fold completely forward. If you find that your breath has gotten away with you, bring your attention back to those deep inhales and exhales, feeling that air expand through your spine and the back of your body as we fold here. As slowly and gently as you need, bring yourself back up to a sitting position, inhaling as you reach the arms up overhead, sitting up nice and tall, and then switching legs. So extending left leg, bringing the right foot to the inside of left thigh, and then squaring off the hips, this time reaching right arm towards left foot and folding over this leg. Gently rise up out of your fold, inhaling nice and deep to stretch up tall, and then gently make your way down onto your back on the mat. On your back, extend the legs up towards the sky into a waterfall or legs up the wall pose. We can do this against the wall if that's more comfortable for you. You can place bum and heels at the wall or stay on your mat. You can keep the knees bent. You don't have to keep the legs straight. Just do whatever you can to keep the legs lifted and keep that blood draining from the feet down towards your body. We'll be here for just a few moments, but if at any point this becomes strenuous, release the legs down to the floor. On your next exhale, bend into the knees, pulling them in towards your chest for a little release here. And then we're going to set ourselves up for a supine or lying butterfly pose. So we're going to take the soles of the feet together on the mat, letting the knees splay outwards. It's really helpful to have a few blocks or pillows to support your knees on the outsides of your mat. So staying lying down and using those blocks or pillows to support the knees so that your knees can relax outwards without feeling too much strain. Place the hands on your belly and focus on those deep inhales and exhales through the nose and into the belly. Staying on your back, bring the knees together to release out of your butterfly stretch. Walk the feet out about as wide as your mat and let the knees fall together, keeping them bent and planting the soles of the feet on the floor. Close off the eyes, place one hand on the belly and one on the heart, and focus on the breath. To keep our focus inward, we're going to start counting to keep our inhales and exhales even. So on your next inhale, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going slowly like this, counting to 4 every inhale and every exhale. When we exhale now, we're going to begin counting to 8. So inhaling for a 4 count, and as we exhale, count just as slowly, but all the way to 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep counting and breathing, continuing to focus inward on this moment, on this breath, lying on the floor, inside this body, at this moment in time. I invite you to stay here in this state, in this position, for as long as you feel safe and calm to do so.